Hello, and welcome back to another episode of How to Become or Becoming a TechnoWizard. About to mix it up with my podcast, y'all. Sorry. But yeah. So today we're gonna get into some work, right? Gonna kind of like what I did with the document thing, but hopefully a little bit more interesting because we're gonna build a competitive analysis. Going to be doing some competitive research today. So let's see how this turns out. Going to share my screen. So we got to talk with the client on Wednesday, and we learned a lot. So I think that's going to help a lot and to figure out, what competitors I should be looking at. At the same time, it made it a little bit. It made it difficult too, because I mean we saw this in the project brief as well. Like when he listed the competitors, it was like not. He listed nothing. He said, there's nothing like it out there now. Um, and he kind of repeated the same thing in the kickoff meeting, which makes it hard to do this. But at the same time, it's important that we do this, and I think it is still relevant, um, because it's not, even if they may not be any direct competitors, there are almost surely some indirect competitors that we can gain some insights from, that we can understand how these needs are being met right now, or even why they're not being met. So I hope to find some of those out today, and let's get into it. So here's kind of like the assignment here. We probably won't sign, five direct competitors. So I'm going to talk to my instructor about that. But the relevant part is that, you know, so yeah, we want to assess, these different areas of the people that we're looking at. Um, Identify strengths, weaknesses, opportunities. So I was just going to copy over, the template that we've created ever since like phase one, and just, we've been iterating on that each phase. But honestly, we have like five assignments due by Sunday, and again, you know, I'm sure our client has done a lot of research, and so when he says there's no competitors, maybe there might not be. So the main goal of this, kind of exercise, this assignment for us in terms of relevancy, is determining the indirect competitors, determining how this community's needs are being met, or how they're not being met, and what um the platforms that are out there now, what they're doing, and how we can either be inspired by that, emulate it, or simply just learn from it to be better. So yeah, so they list some links here. I'm going to take a look at these detail pages. Interaction costs and cognitive flow both increase. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So the table we created did not look like this. It was like a lot less visual, and I think this would be pretty nice to have. So this might be a good, type of format. And it's very familiar. You see this all the time on Amazon or whatever else, uh, you know, um, e-commerce sites you're looking at, where they compare products, or really just any any product online, you know. So that would be a pretty nice little table there. So I know most of this, so I'm kind of just skimming through it, see if anything I missed. Yeah, there's so the kind of list of limitations here. Hmm. So I'm thinking, wondering if we should do a table, because he said they're mostly going to be we already know it's mostly probably going to be indirect competitors, but dynamic tables. Oh yeah, I have no idea how large the product universe is. They gave us a few sort of kind of leads to go on. I honestly forgot them. I should have wrote them down. I was depending a little bit too much on the video and our note taker. But I haven't, looked at that stuff yet. It hasn't been transcripted. So I need to ask my teammate about that. But today we're just gonna like get into just start it up a little bit, see what we can find. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a little spreadsheet here so we can begin taking down some notes. I don't like to start from scratch. Blank screen is kind of annoying, so I'm going to, this thing is in my way. This bar won't let me grab it because there's too many buttons on the bar. There we go. Okay. So I wonder if I should bring in the Dewey one. Now, what's the other one? Phase 3. Bring up this competitive analysis. So yeah, using a template you've already used just cuts down on the work, the unnecessary work. Just focusing on like the aesthetics and stuff like that. When you really are just trying to get the content down at this stage, I'm just trying to take notes. So this format has worked for us a lot. So I'll probably stick with it for now, and we can always, flip it up and change it around in the next coming days. Why am I on view only? Doesn't make sense. It's gonna be annoying. Well, maybe let me copy it. There we go. Gonna go ahead and put this in the appropriate folder. So when you organize this while you're working, makes it a lot easier later on down the line to organize again. Let's see here. Yeah. So we've been using our own folders this whole time, and apparently we're supposed to be using the school's folders. Oops. But we got these now, so here we go. Wonder if I should put it in there yet, because it's not gonna be the final one. Oh, might as well. Organize it now. Come on. There we go. All right. Rename that. There we go. I'm not sure if it's like well, I'm pretty sure it's probably is Zoom. All the bandwidth that's going through here right now, trying to record and do work at the same time. Because it usually doesn't, take this long. Could be damn outside too, but I don't know. I don't think the Wi-Fi is that bad. Okay. Gonna go ahead and delete. It'll select. Come on. Freezing up on me. Oh, I already selected it. Look at that. There we go. All right. So these are most likely going to be our direct competitors and then the indirect. So we're going to change these colors up a bit. So I'm going to have mostly indirect competitors. That's wrong color. All right. Probably shouldn't have deleted the actual columns, but whatever. Could just copy it here. Granted, we're going to change a lot of the some of these columns, but it's going to be a good place to start. Come on. There we go. Okay, so let's dive into some actual research now. So Quell is a community. Let's see how the wording. Friendly businesses and groups. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the other one I was looking at, I think. City Pride, yeah. It's made by the same people. But I want to get the exact verbiage. So basically what I usually do when I'm researching competitors, looking at kind of the, oh, I forgot. Well, Austin. I'm looking at their verbiage and use that same verbiage, and then I would like just Google that, and that would give me a lot of usually some information that's pretty useful. So one example that he gave us was a Unilever as more of an inspiration. So their Take Action Pledge, which they pay a bunch of like kind of nonprofit causes here. So we can perhaps use this um, as a indirect competitor. Might as well. Yeah, so many times I already lost myself. Don't need this anymore, so I'm gonna take that out. Well, and then yeah, I'm gonna put it in here. But what I usually do is see if it's capitalized. No, it's not. Okay. What I usually do is make a list first. So on the side here, I'm gonna put what like the goal, right? So basically, if you follow the guidelines here, oops, it'll tell you, what you should be doing, and that's basically how I start. Figure out the goal of your research. What you're looking for, what you're looking to accomplish, and that will kind of direct your search. Yeah, yeah, all this is pretty standard. But yeah, that's what you want to do here. So I'm going to go ahead and start that. Um, I'm going to go ahead and put down the, well, let me put this on the same line actually. Oh, that's not what I was trying to do. There we go. I'll call this their mission statement. Just some verbiage. I understand what they're about, how they describe themselves. Austin, Texas, improving LGBTQ well-being, quality of life. So we use that. Community foundation. To improve the LGBQT well-being and quality of life. So my goal for is competitive analysis research is to, I want to say, understand kind of the landscape, and see how the community is currently being served and um, the pain points and needs around what's out there now. So basically, understand the basically what I said really. Not exactly pitfalls, but like the gaps. I can reword that a lot better, but you know, it's just a place to start there. So we have Unilever. They're described. How would it describe themselves? They say, help change the world, global companies, and you know. But I could just say you have a take action initiative. Put that in quotes. Take action initiative to connect people with global nonprofit causes. All right. Start that up there. Now, after I get a whole bunch of, competitors and stuff like that, I'm gonna go back and like basically score them. So probably won't have time to do that here, but this is how I would do it. So let's see. Let's start with Austin, LGB, Chamber of Commerce, France, LBGTQ community. So you got the chamber. Saw that in the Google results guide. So one thing that kind of once again makes this difficult is that Quo has like a really in-depth pitch deck, right? And it shows all the things that they want to do, or they're starting to do, and they're basically trying to give a lot of services, which makes it difficult to hone down on like a specific niche for research purposes. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe you can even turn that into a kind of list of features. All the services that they want to provide. We can cross culture, cross reference that with other competitors to see how many services they provide. So we can understand. I keep looking at my own camera, thinking I'm talking to other people, at my own view screen instead of the camera. But so yeah, maybe we can list all those things that they have in their pitch deck as kind of like features per se of a product. So the services that they offer or want to offer will be the things that we look for in other competitors. But probably going to be doing that. But I want to look at what we have here. Yes, I'm using this because they have the foundation in the word. Educate, resource, and connect. It's interesting using resource as a verb here, but that's pretty cool. Pretty sure this is a different organization, even though they have like similar colors. But I guess that's just the LGBT colors. It's nice that they have that common thing. So if you say participate, what does that go to? Viventa, huh? Interesting. So you need to sign up. Now, usually I would sign up, and I would do that later. But right now, I just want to get some quick information, about what these different communities, foundations, whatever are doing, what they offer. I don't know if they mention what the app does. Is it just like an event, like map or something, or is it, does it tell you about events that's going on? Sponsors. So yeah, I'll go ahead and list this one down. Oops. Austin Pride. Going to home. Copy the URL. You can always come back there later just in case I close it down or something like that. Oh man, it might as well add this one. So what they say, connect resource. It's really cool. Done a different part before. That is strange. Hold up. Oh, so from the oh my gosh, the Google search result leads you to the about page, but that's not the actual home page. I mean, it says about here, but missed that. Look at that. See, that's why. Yeah, look at these things. So mission is to educate, resource, and connect the community. So actually, we might be able to spin that or call that a direct competitor because they're, after the exact same target audience in the exact same location, and they're basically offering the exact same services. So you could, call that a direct competitor. It's kind of tricky for nonprofits. I'm not sure if it's kind of fair to say they're competitors per se, but I guess they basically are because they still have to compete for, funding, for resources and stuff like that. So it's like to see it like that, but it is what it is. But it's cool. It's great to see that you have different people working on the same causes, that is really helpful. So unfortunately, it's hard to see what everything they do, without logging in. So that's why it's important to log in. I have alternate emails and all that stuff for that purpose. So I have to dress that up later because I don't even know the password off the top of my head. But there's another one, Career in the World, Essential LGBT Travel Guide. So basically just a travel guide, I mean, basically, wow, I say basically. It gave me that feedback in the presentation. I tend to I forgot what the word he said he used for it, but I tend to kind of take away my own credibility by saying words like basically, essentially, when it's just the thing, and that's something I knew for a long time too. Tend to kind of take out my own credibility by kind of playing myself down. Kind of see that's another thing there. So something I'm working on. Definitely good feedback. Something to keep in mind. Yeah, this is cool blog. Super indirect competitor. Only going to list it here just because it's good to have these listed up there. I can always take it off later, but got to start somewhere. But yeah, just like that, I forgot what it's called. Okay, Career in the World. I don't think it's just yeah. I'm pretty sure it's global. It's just happens to, yeah. It's Austin Travel Guide, so This blog just happens to be for Austin, but yeah, it's definitely global. You might be saying, isn't it? It's a travel guide, isn't it supposed to be global? I'm like, I mean, sure, but it doesn't have to be. Like if you're traveling to Atlanta, you can have a specific thing to all the best local things in that area. So good to check. Yeah, meetups. He talked a lot about how they have a lot of meetups and Facebook events and stuff like that. But unfortunately, it gets kind of overwhelming for people. But to just kind of get emails about all these different events going on, especially when you actually go to these events, apparently they're not really as targeted as you would want it to be. So one thing he really wanted to do is make sure that these whatever resources and stuff that he offers are like actually targeted to a specific cause, to a specific initiative, to a specific solution or problem that they want to solve. So I definitely really appreciate that from him. It's good to know birds and stuff. All right, got your Austin Chronicle. So it's pretty much news. I think this is just an article. Yeah, this is not. Yeah, this is just an article. Wait, but it might have some community stuff in here. So this is really good ways to find stuff too. To look at like kind of listicles and directories. Yeah, these are all like parties and all that. This is great. And he mentioned this exact one too. This is pretty cool. But yeah, he mentioned like different things like this where, um where he wants to basically have the ability to start, these types of things. So if a company wants to sponsor, a country ride or a walk for AIDS or festival, whatever, they can get matched with the community member who wants to lead that initiative, and then they can maybe even get badges for doing it. They can make sure their name is put out there that they are supporting the cause, and then it can even track maybe the quality of that event or something like that, or the frequency or the depth of that event. So you can say, hey, it wasn't just a surface level, hey, I support this community. It was, no, they really went in, like they gave codes to all these people in this community who were struggling, and then they reached out to the kids. They gave them places to stay, they this blah 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 blah. So you would really want to look for that stuff too. I'm not sure how I'm going to find all that in this research, but just things to think about as we're developing this thing. What was this part? Community spaces. Yeah. Discussions. I don't think that's exactly it. Nonprofit for kids. Change names. Education. Aid services. Oh, yeah, this is pretty cool. So I'm probably just gonna look at this later because I don't know how long has this been. Probably a pretty long video. I didn't even get far. I haven't get far. I was really just prepping things up. Probably should have prepped up before the video, but I wasn't sure like how long it would take, and it was kind of getting dark. Um, so you look at that, shadows already in my face, but I just wanted to show some real work. So yeah, I'm probably gonna look at all this after this, but might as well end it here. Um, I hope this was interesting. It probably wasn't, but hope it was. Anyways, where's the freaking Zoom? I lose Zoom sometimes. To stop sharing first. There we go. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe you learned something, maybe not. But it was cool sharing once again, and hopefully you did learn something. Hopefully you did uh, get something away from this. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye. I should have paused the recording first. How about that?